What's up, guys? Back here for round two, part two of the credit card thing. So, this video, like I said, make it short and sweet. That's what I'm going to do for every video from now on. Make it short, sweet, simple, to the point. Like I said, SEC, FINRA, I'm not licensed, so don't come after me. Anyways, back to credit card. So, like I said before in a previous video, you always want to make sure you have the right credit card. But I'm going to take a step further. We're going to be talking about paying them off. So I dove into paying them off a little bit on last video, moderately, but I want to go in depth further. So let's say that you have incurred a lot of expenses. Let's say you have $1,500 that you put on a credit card and you're like, man, I can't pay this off in a month. Well, you got two options from my standpoint, and I take these very seriously because I say everybody should have a backup plan. So, number one, you could stack up a lot of cash, save a lot of cash, and you can make sure that you're able to pay it off on a timely manner. Because here's the thing, you can pay the minimum payment, and a lot of people do this. They pay the minimum payment on a credit card and say, I'm done. They say, oh, it's good for the first month, I'm good. But here's the thing. Everybody thinks APR, oh, that's annual, I get charged on the year, it's cool, whatever. No, APR, like I said, is monthly. So it may be a small percentage, but here's the thing, that builds up each month. So what you need to do is figure out, hey, how can I manage this expense? Because if you have $1,500 you have to pay off in a month and you just paid the minimum payment that's due, you're not getting anywhere. What you need to do is budget week by week and say, I have to put aside this amount of money to pay it off in full, or at least have most of it paid off so I don't incur a lot of expense fees, interest, which is the expense. So one thing that people need to understand about having a credit card is as long as you pay it off mostly, or pay off, I say try to pay off $1,000 or pay off 1,200, so you won't have to incur more interest on that expense that's still outstanding. So do that. Try to save up, try to budget. I know sometimes there's excruciating circumstances that we cannot control in our life, but always have a backup plan. Have a savings, have something, so that way you can use the cash, put on the credit card. Credit card utilization goes down, and also you won't have to worry about having that expense balance always on your card. So next thing is going to be about having another credit card. Now you may be asking, well, why would I pick up a second credit card? Isn't that going to hurt me? Well, yes and no. So yes, as in if you turn that second credit card into what you're doing with your first credit card, you're hurting yourself. Do not have a second credit card and put another max out charge on it. Get a second credit card. Say if you have that $1,500 and you're like, man, I can't pay this off. This is going to be a long time. Get a second credit card. Go to Credit Karma or go on the company's website and say, I want to give me a credit card with a 0% balance transfer for I don't know how many months, but just 0% balance transfer for, a while, and 0% APR for a while. So a lot of card companies do that, and you're able to get yourself leverage on that. So let's say you could balance transfer, you pay off $1,000 on that 1,500, 500 left. You can 50-50 it with a 0% balance transfer, or you could just do whatever split you want. But the main thing is you don't have that 500 sitting on your credit card number one anymore. Now you have another credit card that has 0% APR for a certain amount of months, and you have a 0% balance transfer. So look, you just had a win-win for transferring that balance to a different credit card. Now, yes, you have to pay off that, but hey, you just saved yourself from incurring more interest charges. So use that as another resort. But I wouldn't recommend for everybody just, get a second credit card, because if you make it like the first one, you're going to keep rewinding, and that debt is going to keep growing. You may pay it off, but you can pay it off sooner. So I would say get yourself a credit card, a second card that is, if you have to. But as long as you pay it off in a timely manner, you're good. See, credit companies, they're looking at you and they're saying, if you're not going to pay off your card well, we're not going to give you a home loan. We're not going to give you a car loan, because your credit card is the basis, and I call it the fundamental basis of credit, because it may be entry level, but it's also baby steps into a company saying, can we give you this loan? Because if you're going to be a homeowner, they're going to say, well, they didn't pay off their credit card good enough. They didn't pay it off in a timely manner. So they think, oh, you're not going to pay off your mortgage on a timely manner. Same goes with automobile loans. They say, oh, well, they didn't pay off the credit card in a timely manner. What makes us think that they're going to pay off the automobile loan in a timely manner? You can get repo, foreclosed. So in order to avoid that, you just have to learn how to budget and plan, backup plans. Like I said, sometimes you have to save, take away from entertainment, take away from things that you really don't need, things that are not necessary. You're just like, oh, I just spent this X amount of money when I didn't really need to. So what you have to do is just spend on what is needed And it may hurt to not go out a week or two, but in the long run, it will help you out because you're building for your credit, you're building for your future. So get yourself a credit card that can help you out. So, like I said, if you want to get something to start out with, go at Discover. I recommend them. And it's not a paid advertisement or anything. I just say I recommend them because they get cash back and they're basic to use for starting out. If you feel like you're more, mid-level, go with Chase. If you feel like you travel a lot, eat out a lot, go ahead and go with Amex. Those are top three that I recommend for those three. Amex, top level, mid-level Chase, and then, entry level, go ahead with Discover. So besides that, another thing I want to touch point with on credit cards is that if you get a card with the annual fee, you better be using that card because if you're not using it, you're just paying an annual fee for nothing. So like Amex, they have I think $6.95 for something fee for their platinum card, and then the gold card is like $2.95 or something like that. I'm not sure, but I will get the specifics. And basically around that, you're paying an annual fee for using the card. So you better be using the card all the time. I wouldn't say, utilize it 30%, but I would say utilize it enough to where you can get the points, get the rewards, and then also pay it back off. So if you're really good and have a great budget and are able to pay off those amounts yearly, then go ahead and get it. But if not, start out with something with no annual fee. Get something that's just going to help you build your credit up so that way companies can say, hey, we can give you another loan, and you can build off of that. So besides that, kept it short, sweet, simple, to the point. Just remember, paying off credit cards is key. If you don't pay off your balance in full monthly, you will incur that interest expense, and that can build over time. So A, keep saving up, backup plan, budget, or B, get yourself a second credit card at 0% balance transfer, 0% APR for a certain amount of months. Take that time, pay off both cards, and you're good to go. So this has been episode 2 of Credit Cards. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please tune into the next video. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's probably going to be investing or something. But once again, I will let you guys know. See you guys. Thank you so much.